You guys may not actually know, but in Modern Warfare 3, you can get every single weapon in the game up to Prestige 4, which will earn you the secret Mastery Camo Constellations End. So if you guys want to get your hands on this camo or any of the other Mastery camos, I'm going to show you how to unlock it as quickly and as easily as possible in Modern Warfare 3 Season 6. This is a really nice, really clean, it's got like an animated wavy pattern which changes from like green, yellow, red, orange, pink, and you get a bunch of other Mastery camos along the way to get this one. Before we carry on with the video, if you're looking to unlock Modern Warfare 3 camos or Warzone rewards like the Royal Helix and Decipher camos, or maybe even the Nuke skin, or if you want the best schematics, bot lobbies, be sure to check out Mitch Cactus. These guys are the biggest and most reliable sellers, offering legitimate services on all platforms. They've also launched a new cheap service where you can get up to a 60% discount on COD points. They have over 10,000 reviews on Trustpilot, so for all things Call of Duty, visit mitchcactus.com and use code RAGER at checkout for 5% off. Alright, so I'm going to explain the fastest way to earn this camo in every single mode in the game, but very quickly I'm going to explain how you actually earn the camo. So basically, to earn the Constellations End camo, you need to earn about 900,000 weapon XP after your weapon is max level. By the time you include the XP for leveling up the weapon from scratch, it's the best part of 1,000,000 XP. So it sounds like a lot, but I'm going to show you guys how to get it as quickly and as easily as possible. So the way it works is that once your weapon reaches max level, you earn progress towards the one trick camo by earning 150,000 weapon XP, and that will basically get you to Prestige 1. After that point, you'll then be able to start working towards the Molten Obsidian camo, and for this you need to earn 200,000 additional weapon XP. That will get you to Prestige 2. You then need to earn Mercury camo, which you can get by getting a further 250,000 weapon XP, and then that will get you to Prestige 3. And then finally, to unlock Constellations End camo, the one we're talking about in today's video, which was released in Season 6, to get that you need to earn an additional 300,000 weapon XP after you've already unlocked the Mercury camo. So basically after unlocking Prestige 3. And this will basically get you to Prestige 4 for that weapon. So it sounds like a lot, but we're going to break it down how to do it as simply and as easily as possible. Like I say, I'll quickly explain how to do it in multiplayer, then zombies, and finally Warzone. Talk about which mode is best overall, so you guys can get it done super quick. Alright, so starting out with multiplayer, you want to put on a class which gives you more tactical equipment, specifically decoy grenades. You want as many decoy grenades as you can get. You want a lethal such as a Semtex, and you want a DDoS or a trophy system for a field upgrade. Then in terms of what mode you want to play on, I'd recommend the small map mosh pit, which includes maps like Rust, Shipment, Meat, Stash House, and there'll be some Halloween variants of those as well, and also things like Drive Through and those kind of maps. The other mosh pit you can go into is the Shipment 24/7 mosh pit, which has all the different shipments. I think there's about 6 or so shipment variants, so that's quite nice if you just want to play on Shipment. Nice small maps. Play either of those, you're going to get tons of kills, and that's going to help with your XP. Now when you're in a game, what do you want to do? Well, basically, long story short, you want to have your tactical equipment, i.e. your decoy grenades, and chuck them around the map. You want to throw them in areas where it's going to go off near an enemy, because if it goes off near them, you're going to get decoy assist XP, and that's going to get you lots of extra XP. So every time you spawn in, throw them around either at objectives or near where enemies are going to be, or into their spawns or somewhere like that. Especially if you're playing on Shipment, it's nice and easy. While you're doing that, you want to rush around getting kills with your weapon. You want to wait till your field upgrade is charged, and if it's a DDoS, keep using it. If it's trophy system, put it somewhere where it's going to go off near enemies if they're going to throw equipment, such as on objectives and things like that. The final thing you want to do is you want to go for the objective as much as you can, as this is going to get you a big bulk of your XP for multiplayer. So if it's kill confirmed, collect as many dog tags. If it's domination or hardpoint, capture those zones and then defend them from the enemies. That is basically how you get as much XP as fast as you can in the game. Keep doing that if you want to play multiplayer. Make sure you play the small map mosh pits just to get the most out of it. That is pretty much it for multiplayer. What about if you're playing zombies? Well, in that case, make sure you put on the weapon you want to level up and hop into a game. And basically, I would recommend you can either grind contracts, for which I'd recommend the bounty or the deliver cargo because they're nice and easy. I'd get a weapon where you can put a ether tool upgrade on it and maybe pack a punch it either with a crystal or the machine. And I would grind tier 2 contracts, specifically the deliver cargo and the bounty contracts. You can farm them really fast. If you can find loads of bounty contracts like the HVT ones, that's the best one to go for. Otherwise, I'd go for deliver cargo. Keep grinding them, that will be good. And the other thing you can do is the Outlast contract. I'm sure you guys know by now, but in case you don't, select this contract. When you start it, go to the area, activate the PND, and aim for about 90 to 95% capture rate. Make sure no friendlies come and join you on the zone, otherwise they'll capture it to 100% completion, and that's not what you want. Once it gets to 90 to 95%, open your map and hold down Y or triangle to cancel the contract. The zombies are going to keep spawning even though the contract's finished, and you're going to have infinite zombies spawning at you. So that's really good. They're going to spawn throughout the whole game, and you'll get XP really quickly. The other thing you can do is, farm exfils. That's quite good as well. So just go to one of the tier 1 exfil zones and just keep calling in the helicopter. You'll get tons of zombies that are going to spawn, tons of kills. Really nice and easy. Make sure you're using your field upgrade as well, like energy mine or something like that. Make sure you're using your weapon, lethal equipment, and so on, and it's going to get you tons of XP. The other thing you can do in zombies is basically, if you want to get XP but you don't want to play the game, if you want to play passively, you can just go to somewhere like a high up area like on a crane, or you can go on a tower or somewhere just out the way where zombies can't get to you and they can't throw meat at you, maybe the top of a radio tower, somewhere like that. Just go up there, go prone, and if you're in a team with other people, they're going to be getting the contracts, they're going to get weapon XP, and you'll passively get some of that in the process. And then you can either just leave the character until the game finishes, or you can, near the end of the game, exfil, get some kills in the process, and you'll get some XP passively. It's not fantastic, but if you don't want to play, that's probably the best way to do it. That's how I got a lot of the XP for my gun towards this camo, is just by going into a game, going prone at the top of a tower or something like that, and your teammates will basically get XP for you, so it's nice and easy. The thing about zombies is there is a weapon XP cap, and it is not great. So after a certain amount of weapon levels, I don't know specifically off the top of my head, but after you notice that the XP isn't going up and the levels have just stopped coming, it's probably reached the point where you've reached the cap, and it's much harder to gain weapon XP because they're trying to avoid you kind of getting it done too quickly in zombies. At that point, you'll either just need to stay in the game or exfil and restart another game where the XP cap will be reset basically. So it's not fantastic for zombies, but it is okay if you are playing or if you're inactive or something like that. And then finally, what about if you're playing Warzone? Well, for Warzone, there's two main things you can do. You can either play Plunder, which is fantastic mode, or you can play something like the Purgatory mode on Hellspawn, which is basically like the Halloween themed version of Rebirth. Basically either or. I'll talk about Purgatory quickly and then Plunder, but if you're playing Hellspawn Purgatory, you basically want to open loot containers. As each loot container you open, whether that's loot boxes or whatever, will get you 100 weapon XP. Get kills. Kills will generally get you between like 275 and 500 XP at least per kill for a normal enemy player. More if you get weapon XP. And the good thing is each time you get more kills, both AI and actual enemy operator kills in that mode, your torment level goes up, and every time your torment level goes up, you get more XP per kill. So you can easily get like thousands of XP for a kill, especially if you're killing someone to end their torment level or if you've got a higher torment level. So it's really good, especially if you're good at getting kills. Purgatory is fantastic for that. And finally, you get a bit of XP from killing mercenaries and zombie AI and so on as well. That'll give you a little bit of XP, but most of it's going to come from opening loot containers and from killing enemies. So definitely recommend that's a really good mode. It lasts 2 hours, it's really long, so you can just go in there, chill, play for as long as you can. The other thing you can do is play Plunder, and if you're playing Plunder, what do you want to do? Well, there's three main things. I'll make it as simple as possible. So the first thing you want to do is do contracts. You can do different ones, but the one I'd recommend focusing on is most wanted contracts. These are great because you have to survive for about 4 minutes, but you can reduce the timer by using a sneaky trick. So basically, if you or any of your teammates open any loot containers, it will decrease the timer by 10 seconds. So if you open 6 containers, that's a minute off the timer, and then you can basically run like 2 or 3 minutes off the timer, and it only takes like 1 to 2 minutes to do a contract, and then you can just keep bashing out contracts over and over again. So that's really good. The other thing is that you can open loot containers. So every time you open a loot container, and that can be anything from like a loot box, a duffel bag, a fridge, a cupboard, anything you can open, and it will say plus X amount of XP, that will count. It's good because it will run down the timer on the contracts like we said, but it also gets you XP in itself, so it's really good. So keep opening any loot container you can find, and it will give you money too as well. And then the third thing is, once you have a lot of cash, you basically want to put it in a cash deposit balloon, and that will get you some XP in itself, about 1000 XP every time you deposit some cash. So that's quite good as well as a nice little bonus. So basically do the contracts, open loot containers, and use cash deposit balloons. That's what you want to do for Plunder. In terms of what mode is best overall, it kind of really depends on how you play. I would say Warzone Plunder is really good if you're actually actively playing the game. That's fantastic. Multiplayer is second. Zombies is alright. It's good for a little while, but then the cap comes in quickly, so it's not as efficient. So I would say either play Warzone, Plunder, or Purgatory, or play small multiplayer maps like Shipment. And like I say, if you have got to Prestige 3 and then earn an additional 300,000 weapon XP, you're going to get your Constellations and Camo, which is a really nice mastery camo in the game for Modern Warfare 3 Season 6. If you guys found this useful, be sure to drop a like on the video and check out my other Season 6 guides, like how to level up weapons fast, in general, how to level up the battle pass, all the different event challenges in the game, that kind of thing. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest videos, including Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and Black Ops 6 ones coming soon as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.